Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Freedomnomnom, which you say that way in case you were wondering. Actually, if you go to hashtag Freedomnomnom, you will find all kinds of fabulous photos, a couple of recipes, and all kinds of interesting things that I have been doing with my home cooking over the years. Freedomnomnom is primarily a paleo keto focused thing. Several years ago, I decided to get my health under control. I lost 65 pounds. I quit chewing my nails, which is a good one. I quit drinking alcohol. And so I really just want to share my love of food and of healthy living with you. So welcome back. Today we're going to be making a egg frittata, which is a staple in my Freedomnomnom kitchen because it's super easy to make. It's something you can do with whatever's in the house, and it's really fast, nutritious, and good for you. So today's is going to be, if I have my druthers, will be a mushroom, tomato, ham, and egg frittata. So step number one, always preheat your oven. So I'm going to put my oven on 375, and then again, this is like a super easy recipe. I have a skillet. Why do I use skillets? You'll notice I only have skillets in my kitchen. That is primarily because I don't think non-stick pans are really good for you. And often if I use a non-stick pan, things stick. So with the skillets, for the most part, they don't. You do want to treat them from time to time. I will do a show about that at some stage. But for today, this is one of the tinier pans. And you can see it's still very well seasoned. We're probably going to do a 5-egg, maybe a 6-egg frittata. So first of all, what am I going to do? Always butter in the house. As good as you can afford. This is Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. It's unsalted. I use salted as well from time to time. What do we have in here? We have... these are local mushrooms, as you can see from my farm stall, just really beautiful, locally picked mushrooms. So some of that will be going in there. We have local farm fresh eggs, You want to use, as healthy produce as you can find and as you can afford. You can eat whatever you need to out of market basket, but then over the years, as you can, I would suggest leveling up, trying to get stuff from local farms, local organic, just the good stuff. So we're gonna put this plate on, I'm gonna put it on 3. And then I'm going to put some butter in there so the butter can just kind of melt down a little bit. And then I'm going to saute the ham. So for the butter, a good little chunk. This is a fairly small pan, so really all you're doing with the butter is you're just making sure that nothing burns or sticks. I might put a little bit more in. Of course, on the paleo and keto type diets, it's not really a diet, it's a lifestyle, right? So you're making a choice to nourish your body with actual nutrients that come from whole foods. You want to be eating high fat. Yes, you heard me right. High fat, but high good fats. What does that mean? That means things like butter, coconut fats, avocado oils, olive oil is okay. What you want to be avoiding is saturated fats, any of the seeds, sunflower seed oil, awful, anything that's got trans fats in, bad for you. I, of course, also in my kitchen use rendered lard. I save all my bacon fat. We got a smoky situation here, so clearly someone did not clean the plates. So that butter is just melting over here. While that happens, I'm going to cut up some of the ham. This ham is organic Black Forest uncured ham from Applegate. I'm probably going to take, let's say, like 4 slices. This is just a little one for just Louie and I, so kind of a quick breakfast. I make it for lunch because I skip breakfast because I try to fast until lunchtime most days, intermittent fasting. The science is out on that's good for you. This I'm just literally just cutting in little blocks in a very crude and crass fashion. I probably need a better knife than this. Let me get a real knife out here. So we have the butter. The butter is now nicely melted. And hopefully you guys can see here. Let me tip this down a little bit. So you should be able to see the plate. Still gonna wait for that to get a little warmer, maybe up to 4. Let's put one more piece of ham in because why not? So the butter in the pan is now starting to just gently sizzle. You should be able to hear that. And this is all just going to go in the pan. This is actually quite a fair amount of ham I just made there. So I'm going to let that crisp up a little. Not really even crisp up, just kind of get warm, break it into pieces, and do that. So while this is starting to just, get some color on it, get some flavor out of that, I am also going to prep some of these mushrooms. I'm not going to use everything, but I am going to cut these in quarters. And I keep the stem and everything on. I'm one of those people, less is more. So also known as lazy cooking, but also why not, right? Some people will remove the stems. I don't see the point. I am a huge fan of mushrooms. In fact, I take a daily mushroom elixir that I fondly refer to my herbalist as a witch, that my witch makes for me. She's not really a witch, but she does locally foraged mushrooms that she gets in the area here in New Hampshire, and then she makes me this little extract, and I drink a bit of that every day. We, of course, know that it's on trend, sort of in the high-tech industry. A lot of people are microdosing. I think mushrooms have a role therapeutically, and in this case, I'm talking about magic mushrooms. But on a daily basis, I just try and eat as much fungi as I can lay my hands on and take in a little bit of extra daily mushrooms in that extract. So this is going to start sizzling up here. We're just going to let that kind of do its thing a little bit here. I'm sure you guys can also hear from my voice that it's allergy season here in New Hampshire, which means all the beautiful trees are doing all their magic, but it also makes my nose run, so I do apologize for that. I'm trying to manage to that, and of course dietary choices can also influence that kind of stuff. So what is a frittata? A frittata is the Italian word for fried egg, basically. So it's kind of like an open-faced omelet, I guess would be a fair way to say it. It's, I call it like a crustless quiche, I guess. So when you switch to paleo or to keto, you basically are trying to eliminate processed foods from your diet, but you're also trying to get rid of things in the house like flour, or for me, I honestly had to throw everything out of the pantry. Anything that's a trigger food for me is no longer in my house because why tempt yourself? You know what I mean? Like if you're just surrounded by good things, then you tend to, work towards that. So I got rid of, flour and whatever. So crustless quiche, I guess, is the best way to call it. It's basically just eggs with extra ingredients, and those extra ingredients can be whatever you have on hand. Sometimes I make it with like steamed broccoli and a little bacon, or beautiful mushrooms like in this case. We're gonna let these, this ham is starting to brown a little bit in the pan in that butter and fat. I'm gonna let that go for a little bit longer, and then I will add the mushrooms so that can take in some of that taste. We're also just gonna break the eggs, which, as I said, farm fresh. I'm hoping this year to actually start maybe keeping my own chickens. That ship may have sailed for this year, but we'll see. That might be an option. If not this year, then another year. But ooh, that was not a good one. But hopefully soon. All right, I'm gonna do 5 and just kind of see. I don't always use this little pan, but I've been using it recently. I can't remember if I do 5 or 6 usually, but I'm gonna go with 5 for right now. A lot of this, the mushroom and that will cook down, and add just a little bit more butter. We'll see. Okay, let that do its magic. I am going to add a little salt and pepper to the eggs. Everything in my house is well seasoned. I'm going to even add a little bit of salt here. But someone like Gordon Ramsay actually will say when he makes his scrambled eggs that with something like scrambled eggs, you actually don't add the salt and the pepper to the egg mix. You wait until after you've scrambled it. So actually only when you serve it. But this one I've just always done this way. So no harm, no foul. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the secret ingredient that makes my frittata better than everyone's is dun 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 mustard. All right, so hold on. I always put a little mustard, which I can't find right now, which is just awesome. Where'd my mustard go? All right, well, hold on, guys. I have a well-stocked pantry, so I will go get some from there. Just give me 2 secs, sorry. All right, so crisis averted because I do have some Grey Poupon in the pantry. I'm going to have to yell at someone because I don't know where that went. Ooh. So clearly you can hear from that the sizzle is on, that the ham is now getting nice and baked. The mushrooms are in there. I'm going to open this up. And I always, regardless of whether I'm making scrambled eggs or, really any egg thing that's not sort of flat and fried, I also always add just a dash of cream. So these are just some of my little tricks to add a little bit of fat to various layers of what I'm eating. The thinking there is also that you get in these good fats. Why are fats awesome? Besides the fact that it's a relief to learn that bacon and eggs is actually good for you and that everything they told you is nonsense. But actually, I'm going to put a little more butter in here because I don't want it to stick to the pan. I'm also going to turn that. Okay, so I turned this down to 2.5, 3. Put a little more butter in there. I put a big-ish dollop, a big teaspoon of mustard goes straight into those eggs. And then that'll wake you up. And then I'm just gonna beat these just with a fork, really just to, you know, incorporate that mustard and the cream throughout the eggs, but also to aerate the eggs a little bit with, you know, so it'll be nice and fluffy. And okay, I'm gonna let that do that for a second. I also have these lovely cherry tomatoes, which I'm just gonna rinse off. And honestly, I like putting them in my frittata whole, and then you have like these little bursts of flavor as you're eating. I don't always do that, but since this pan is quite small and it'll take the volume up this way, I think it'll work for this one for today. So we have the mushrooms, we have the ham, we have this egg with we have a little test case. The egg with a little bit of cream and with a teaspoon of mustard. I'm just going to throw these tomatoes, which I just rinsed off. So I'm going to put the eggs and then put the tomatoes in. All right. So as you'll see here, I should have a little thingy that I can burn my finger. As you can see here, this is just, you know, bacon with some mushrooms, with some butter. The butter's really just there at this stage to make sure it doesn't stick when it goes in the preheated 375 oven. I'm just going to give this one more like little whirly dwirly so that it, you know, it's as fluffy as you can get it as it goes in here. All right, I put 5 eggs in. I think I'm going to chance it and do one more egg. That is not some special trick. You don't have to add the egg at the end. It's just me changing my plans in my kitchen as I do sometimes. I think this pan will hold it, so I think we're good. All right. So this should be nice and fluffy. That's going to go straight in here. I'm just going to pour it right into there. You want to stir this around a little bit just to make sure everything's still evenly distributed within it. And you know, you want every bite to have a little mushroom, have a little ham. Again, these are just some washed cherry tomatoes. They're just going to go straight into it with the very technical plopping technique. So we will plop them in all over this 6-egg frittata. So I guess maybe so like 8 or 10 of those, just kind of all over. So at this stage, it kind of looks like this. Now what you can see there. Okay. So I am going to just take a little bit of shredded cheddar and put that on top. I like it to get a little bit of a slight crust here on the stove before I put it in the oven. So let me grab that cheese. We'll top it off with some just pre-grated. I mean, this is just literally, you know, 2 State Farmers, Cabot's pre-grated cheese for no other reason than lazy, and I don't feel like grating it myself right now. Although apparently I can't even open the bag. So there we go. So this is just going to be like a little, maybe like a handful of cheese on top, a little bit for love, as they say. That'll just give it a nice cheesy little finish and give it something brown to put on the top. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a very basic Italian egg frittata. So, you know, it's eggs The magic is a little bit of cream and a little bit of mustard. You want some salt and pepper in your eggs. And then whatever you have handy in the fridge. You can use leftovers, you can use veggies, you can use meat. This one is a ham and mushroom and cherry tomato egg frittata topped with some cheddar cheese. For those of you following along, you can check out my other episodes so far for Freedomnomnom. I had some friends over the other day and they were like, you should say Freedomnomnom. I don't know if I'm going to go with that angle, but also, if you watched last week, I did comb my hair. It looks like this on purpose, and I can prove it because I wrote a card that said, I combed my hair and it looks like this on purpose. So that's it from me, folks. I will try and add a photo at the end. I'm sure Louie will give it 2 thumbs up. You can follow along with me at Carla Garrick TV, or find me, better yet, on the censor-proof platform called Odyssey. You can find it at Carla Garrick at odyssey.com. And I will see you again next week. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me make something. Take care now. Peace out.